because all day on the news, I have been hearing about this bond package that was passed last November here in Columbus, Ohio, for housing, right? And Mayor Ginther has been touting the fact that he's got 4 major priorities when it comes to this. And the first one that they mentioned was housing density. Density. That means that if you're someone who owns your home and you've got a small field next to your home that, let's just say, could fit 1 apartment building or a few houses, they're going to put something there. They want to put apartments near your homes. I live next to a former public school. It has been a learning academy 2 different times. The original had just recently left the facility, and then I was worried that they were going to bulldoze it and then put apartments in that whole fielded park area. Well, I even went downtown. For anybody who's been on my channel long enough, you know that I went downtown to talk about it and basically say, no, we do not want anything built in our town. We have a nice, quiet little neighborhood with some issues because of other apartment complexes that are out on the outskirts of our neighborhood, where they come in to our convenience store, they hang around, they litter, they trash the place, and they cause problems for everybody in the neighborhood. And if anybody catches them, they run right back to the apartment complex and hide. And the cops can't do anything about it. But he wants more. He wants more homes crammed in next to each other, right up each other's asses. And it's not going to be fucking fun. It's not going to turn out well. And he's already talking about how we're going to make things more affordable. Well, I'm sorry, I've already done the research. Affordable housing is no more or less affordable for people like you and me. For hardworking people, it's the same fucking price. Unless you've got government assistance or Section 8, then you get it all free. Practically free. I'm getting very tired of my money and of my state leaders backstabbing me. Here I am, as you can all see, painting in a unit that is going to be rented by people who don't give a fuck. And who votes for these bond packages? Who votes for them? People who don't own homes. People who live in these apartments. Because they're not paying property taxes. Most of them don't have jobs. And I know that for a fact, that most of the people in this complex and in the other one do not have real working jobs. So, what's happening? Everybody's just thrashing their units because they don't give a fuck. And that's been the fucking problem. If you're not taking care of your unit, you don't care about anything else in life. If you're willing to throw your trash on the ground, you're willing to throw your trash anywhere. I don't care what color you are. I don't care what religion you are. A nasty person is a nasty fucking person. And our mayor wants to have more apartments? He wants to have more of this shit? No. I guarantee you all these affordable housing projects are going to be Section 8. Gary goddamn motherfucking T. And whenever I drive past them or ride past them, all I'm going to see is foreigners. And I'm saying it right here, right now, I hate all fucking foreigners. Because they don't care about this country. When they all openly state, death to America, death to everybody here. They don't mean death to our structure. They mean death to us. Us dead. That's what they fucking mean. Don't get that shit twisted, so many people fucking do. I'm getting so fucking riled up right now. Because, again, there's no point in it. They keep acting like there's so many homeless people here in Columbus, Ohio, that this is all warranted. But the problem is, here's the kicker. Here's the fucking kicker. They are homeless for a reason. 1, they don't have jobs. 2, they may be addicted to something. So, giving them homes isn't going to help the fucking problem. It's jobs that they need. It's addiction help that they need. Not 3 homes on my fucking tax dollar. I tell my bosses on a regular basis, you guys need to do a better job vetting who you let move into these places. Because when I come in and there's fucking crayon marks and just holes all over the fucking walls, and the kids destroy everything, the kids' rooms in these places are always the fucking worst. I don't know how people can sit there and consciously, for example, stick incense sticks in pinholes in their walls. I come into these places and I find incense sticks sticking out of the fucking walls with burn marks. You're lucky the fucking place on fire. But this particular unit was set on fire at one time because the owner, the renter, fell asleep while they were cooking. That's why. And I guarantee they probably got their fucking deposit back because they were Section 8. And from what I understand, they always get their fucking deposits back. Even though it's not their money in the first fucking place. Government always has to fucking subsidize everybody else. But as soon as we say we would like a little bit something more, we don't want new freeways and new bike paths and sidewalks. We want the old ones fixed. Again, if you've been on my channel long enough, you've seen the videos of the trash, the crumbling bridge, and that new overpass they built that I've noticed nobody fucking drives on. You already had a fucking freeway, they put an overpass over that. And then what do? They build even another one over that. And nobody uses it. It makes absolutely no fucking logical sense. But yet, he thinks that there's going to be so many people who need these houses and all this, that he's just going to build in every little place. He's talking about buying more land. Where? In places that, like parks? You know, are you going to buy that little square of fucking grass? No, I don't believe so. Mayor Ginther and Mike DeWine are fucking ass clowns. I know it, and we all know it here in Columbus, Ohio. We voted for Trump 3 fucking times. Trump won Ohio 3 times, and we are still pulling this shit. The Democrats here in Ohio are fucking all hiding downtown. That's why they all congregate. So that's why when you go downtown, oh, you won't see a lick of fucking trash. You won't see a single, nasty thing. But as soon as you head out of downtown to Broad Street or High Street or whatever, you will see the graffiti. You will see the crime. You will see the poverty. But no, downtown, oh, pristine. I used to drive through downtown to get to work. And every morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, I would see the cleaning trucks out. They're hosing up the bus stops and taking care of all the trash and all that. Cops be, rounding up the homeless people. They're all out on the streets, in the doorways and stuff, clearing them out because everybody's got to get to work now. We can't have our people seeing homeless people. Oh no, we can't fucking have that. I'm so fucking done. I love my city. I love my state. But I am tired of being known as the second largest Somali population in America. I'm tired of hearing about my money going to the people who don't fucking appreciate what I'm fucking doing for them. Because I already know that once I'm done with this fucking unit and I leave and everything else gets all done up and finished, as soon as I leave, people are going to move in here and they're going to go, I want my stack of dirty diapers right there. I want to put a few holes in that wall just so it feels more homey. I'm sorry. I was once working in a unit where there was a hole in the wall, size of a fist. I even put my fist in like, wow, somebody has some big knuckles. And then a little bit later, me and my brother, we get a knock on the door. It's the previous tenant. And he says, yeah, they said I didn't get my deposit back. Well, they said my unit was damaged. And I said, no, there's that hole in the wall over there, sir, and it's quite clearly a fist hole. Man, that ain't mine. What did he do, like an idiot? He stuck his fucking fist in it, and it fit perfectly. I'm like, well, dude, you just fucking gave yourself away, man. That's why you didn't get your deposit back. Man, and he started fucking causing problems for me. And he was Section 8. So he's got no room to fucking bitch. And Section 8 inspectors are the worst. This could be a brand new apartment, and they'll still find something wrong with it. Oh, there's one little speck of paint on the floor here. The whole thing needs to be redone. Or some bullshit like that. You are not my boss. I used to have to follow those fuckers around, and they start bitching and whining. I say, shut the fuck up. Oh, I'm walking. You can inspect this shit yourself. There was no need for me to be there. I was going to lock the door. But they decided to take it out on me. And it's always a fucking white woman, dude. I mean, honestly, I hate dealing with women in general. Because the fact is, they don't care about men. They don't. They look at men as if we're a problem. When you have a professional woman doing a job like that, like Section 8 or whatever, they are not going to be on my side. They're not going to understand anything I've told them. Well, this place has been empty for quite some time, and it was very, very destroyed, so it took a lot of work to get it back to where it is now. Well, that's just not good enough. We're not going to give them Section 8 for this work. Fuck you! Fuck you! I have to hear and see the ignorance. And the very same people who vote to raise your taxes are the same fucking people who sit there and bitch about, that they have to pay taxes in the first place. But knowing damn good well they're not the ones who pay taxes. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of the lies. It's just like all the fucking illegal immigrants and shit. They talk about, they're kidnapping viable members of our community. What have they ever done for you? Huh? What the fuck did they ever do to you? Do for you? Not a damn thing. Did that local community of Muslims, did they give money to your church? Did they donate to a food pantry? Do they offer to watch your kids on the weekend? They offer to mow your grass? Hell no. When was the last time you had a Somalian person say, hey, your car looks pretty dirty. Do you mind if I wash it for you? I love washing cars. No, you'll never fucking hear that. You'll never hear it. But I've had plenty of people of other races and religions come to me and say, hey, your lawn looks like you could do some mowing and you mind if you mow it, for $10, no problem. And I go, nah, honestly, it's like I do it myself. I get joy out of doing things myself. I don't hire Joe Blow off the street. I don't go to Lowe's and say, hey, I need a few Mexicans to help me, lay my new driveway or something. And I don't got fucking Jorge and Ramos fucking jumping in my fucking car. Yeah, we do it, yeah. Fuck you. I want them all sent back. Every last one of them. It's not fair that I have to compete with people who shouldn't even fucking be here in the first goddamn place. It's not fucking fair. It's not. So, my advice to anybody watching, stand up and fight. I'm tired of being the ones who have to keep our mouths shut. I'm tired of being told to stand down. Stand down. Don't get them all riled up. Well, that seems to be the only thing that fucking works. You attack ignorance and stupidity with ignorance and stupidity, because that's all they understand. I took that from Gallagher. He always said that. Ignorance and stupidity is ignorance and stupidity. You can't fight against it unless you use ignorance and stupidity. I mean, how do you get... I'm letting whatever this shit up is in here, and it's fucking smearing, showing to the bin. How the fuck do you get nastiness in here? It doesn't make any logical sense. I am so done with stupid, nasty people. How? That's all I want to know. And many, many of us out there, we all want to know the whys. Why do people act so fucking stupid and ignorant? Why do so many people think that it's okay to talk to other people as if they're garbage when you don't even know them? I say hello to everybody that passes me. And I only get about maybe less than 2% of them saying anything back. God forbid I should ever say anything to a black woman. Oh my God. They look at me like, how dare you, white boy? That's all I ever fucking hear. I don't talk to white boys. Oh, well, I'm sorry. Well, that just goes to show that if you're ever in trouble, I ain't helping you. I'm sorry. It's just... How fed up am I supposed to be before I snap? They push us, and they push us, and they push us. They bait us and bait us every fucking time. And what do? We stand down. We back down. We kowtow. We compromise. I'm done compromising. If I ever meet anybody who claims to be a liberal again, I'm sorry, I'm just going to straight punch you in the damn face. I'm done with you. I'm done with the pink hair. I'm done with the colored fucking hair. I'm done with the nose rings. I'm done with all that stupid shit. Fuck. I'm done with all of it. You women have no fucking clue what you are doing. Joy Reid even straight said, liberal white women are basically shields. Why do you not see black people out for anti-ICE? Because the fact is they actually support ICE. And the ones that don't, they're convincing white women to be their fucking fighters, to do it for them. Because as Joy Reid said, we're not going to put our bodies in the line because cops are out there to shoot us. That's that shit that needs to fucking stop. The blatant fucking lies. Oh, the cops are acting like Gestapo. ICE is Gestapo. They're Nazis. Really? Really? ICE was around before Trump. Matter of fact, I'm not even really sure who invented ICE. Who was that? Because all I know is that for the 8 years that I never even heard about ICE, Obama was the president. So was it him? Was it Bush? We don't know. I know somebody knows, and I know that somebody did create it, obviously. But now they're trying to dismantle it. And that's the funny thing, too. And I honestly want to say that it was Democrats. It was the Obama administration that introduced ICE. Because if you remember, we called Obama deporter-in-chief. He deported more people than Biden, which was practically none. And he deported more illegals than Trump in his first term. And I'm not sure, but I think he still technically leads Trump in deportations. So I'd like for Trump to hurry up and surpass that number. However, if Obama created ICE, which, again, if I'm remembering correctly, it was him, and now they're talking about abolishing ICE. It's the same thing with the body cams. You had Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries going, oh, they need body cams. But as soon as they start slapping them on them, now we're seeing that it is really the protesters that are causing the problem, not them. Oh no, now we don't want them. And they act like they never wanted them in the first fucking place. Masks off, ICE agents. Well, how about taking the fucking masks and shiesties off the criminals? You know? You remember the old adage, no shirt, no shoes, no service? Well, that should apply to protests as well. If you're there to peacefully protest, why are you covering your face? You know? We don't know why law enforcement and ICE does it. We don't know why undercover feds do it. Oh, and I guarantee you that if Democrats ever get back in power, I guarantee you their law enforcement will be masked up and we will never know who commits any kind of wrong arrests. Oh, well, he was conservative anyway, so we really don't care. That's exactly what's going to fucking happen. I hate the fact that I have to constantly make these videos exposing the bullshit of people who just don't care. We have created 2 or 3 generations of people who don't care. They don't know because they don't care. I remember vividly, back in school, we learned the things that they're not learning anymore. We learned how to cursive write. We learned our history, but now it's being changed over to social studies. And I hated social studies. Out of all the classes I ever took in school, social studies was the worst. Do you know why? Because all it ever did was talk about bad things. They basically turned history class into social studies. Social being the fucking word. Basically telling us how they think that we should be living and how we should do things. I'm getting sick and tired of being told how to live, what God I can believe in, what president I can fucking vote for. You know, whatever that may be, whoever that may be. And I'm done with it. I'm sick and tired of being told who I can and cannot choose to run my country. I'm getting tired of being threatened on a daily with prosecutions simply because of my vote, because of who I voted for. It's not right. It needs to stop. And they call us the violent ones. Yet, every day, I hear these bitchy, colored-haired white women in their fucking cars talking about we just need to round up conservatives and MAGA and we need to re-educate them. But if we said it, oh my God, we'd be in trouble. Because I do believe we need some re-education. I do believe that law enforcement needs to have a class in every school to teach law enforcement, to teach law to these students. We had DARE, as cringy as that was, but it didn't really work, did it? Keeping kids off drugs didn't seem to fucking work. All it did was make sure they got on drugs. But I'm damn sure if you told kids, if the cops pull you over and tell you to get out of the vehicle, shut up and obey the law. And I hate these fucking laws. This is why I say you shouldn't paint your fucking unit walls. Every wall in this unit's going to take a second to coat. So I'm just kind of thinly putting it on right now. I need a break. Thank you for whoever's still here. I work for two complexes here, and while most of the tenants are decent people, there's a difference in people that a lot of us don't see. When you go into a person's home, they are totally different than when they step out. And I've noticed this. For example, I used to go to church because I wanted to learn more about what goes on in church. And there was a guy there, and he always wore this leather jacket. And, you know, he was a decent guy. He was a nice guy. And one day, I was at Kroger, near the self-checkouts, and I happened to see him. And I walk over and I go, hey, how you doing? And I tap on his shoulder. It's like, hey, buddy, how you doing? He turns around with his fists raised, and he's all getting ready to hit me. I'm like, whoa. It's Richard. It's Rick from church. And he just kind of just like turned away from me. I'm like, okay, what the hell? And so the next time I saw him in church, I said, hey, man, what the hell happened at Kroger? What happened at Kroger, man? And he's like, I just didn't recognize you. And I'm like, but still, it's not very Christian to raise your fists like that. You know, I felt pretty threatened there for a second. And he didn't even say sorry. He's like, yeah, I just hate when people come up behind me. Nobody really does. I mean, if somebody walks behind me and goes, yeah, I'm going to be a little, what the fuck? You know, but all I did was lightly tap him on the shoulder and say, hey, buddy, how you doing? And then he turns around and fucking raises his fist at me. Does that make logical sense? But that got me thinking about these people here. When they call for a work order, we go in and they can be really nice. Most of the time, they can be really nice because you're fixing what is broken. However, if someone else has fixed something and it wasn't really fixed, it was still technically broken, and they call you to come back and fix it, they chew you out like you were the first person. Or as soon as they step out of their apartment, automatically they are the biggest jerk or asshole in the world. I've seen it plenty of times. Shit. God, I love my coffee. So, to make a long story short, it's time for people to fucking wake up here in Columbus, Ohio. And when it comes to the midterms, if we cannot get DeWine and Ginther out, if you've got a little extra field next to your home, expect the apartments to go there. We're going to lose all of our fucking peace and quiet because I already know exactly what's going to happen. As long as I've worked for apartment complexes and I've seen the way people live and behave, we're going to have one hell of a problem on our hands. Because I already know they'll use the parking lot as a main entrance for any apartment complex they put there. They'll do it. So which means I'll have cars entering and exiting next to my home all the fucking time, and I won't fucking stand for it. If I ever caught anybody trying to develop out there, if I caught the city out there surveying or whatever, I'm going to say, don't fucking even think about it. Because I've already got some plans for some developments going on around here. They want to put a housing development right outside of our neighborhood. And that's a problem. Because the fact is, it's already congested right there. A short, small, narrow road right next, basically leading out of our complex, our neighborhood. Which means that those 3 driveways, and they already have 3 driveways dug out. So that tells me that we're going to have people coming in and out of those driveways. So as soon as that light turns green, they pull up and they may not use their turn signal, and we're going and we're thinking we're going, and they turn into that apartment complex. So we got to slow down right after a fucking light. They don't realize the amount of trash that gets thrown out along that side of the road. They won't know that until they fucking actually start building it. And I guarantee you, it'll just build up. It may seem like I'm rambling. I know, that's what I fucking do half the time. Because I'm sick and tired of the wrong shit that I'm seeing happening. There's no fucking need for it. Absolutely no fucking need for it. I want peace, harmony, and I want quiet. But when you allow people to move in that don't give a damn, because again, how much would you care if you didn't have taxes to pay? How much would you care about other people around you if nothing that went on affected you? which is exactly how I would feel if I was getting my bills and my rent subsidized from other taxpayers. I'd feel all high and mighty, as many of them do. Yeah, I got my EBT, I'm happy. You can't do anything, this is all me. It's all me. I'm like, what the fuck? It ain't you, it's me. I'm feeding you. I'm housing you. I'm the one paying your bills. And I don't like you. I'm sorry. My non-English speaking neighbors, no sooner do they move in, they start causing problems. Because I guarantee you, and they're trashy as fuck, I guarantee you that they used to live in an apartment before they moved in. Because of the amount of trash, they just don't care. They do not care. And honestly, I don't either anymore. So from now on, whenever I see them, they're gonna know how I fucking feel. If I see them out and about, I'm gonna say, hey, just let you know, ICE will be on their way. I'll be telling them, I don't give a fuck where you're from. Shut the fuck up, I'm tired of hearing your noise. No sooner did they move in, did they destroy their yard. They parked cars all over the front yard, killing the grass. They allowed the backyard to be trashed. I mean, you put up a pool, and this pool was left by the previous tenants, the previous owners of that home. They left the pool, and the first thing they did was pull it out, set it up incorrectly without the pump attached the entire summer last summer. That water turned green, okay, grass green. And they were still letting their kids play in it. And the trees above there, that were hanging over it, they put a tarp up over it. Where am I from? I am from Columbus, Ohio, where I am right now. They put a tarp over the pool, tied to the very tree, right? This tarp got destroyed. We had a huge windstorm and it destroyed the tarp. And so now they have a tarp hanging over a half-filled green pool that's just tattered and torn. It's just blowing in the wind. They have trash building up on the side of their home, and they're not even doing anything about it. They constantly have fiestas, and I'm not calling them parties because they're fiestas. Like within 2 weeks, they had a party that would basically, smoking is not good for my health. Thank you. Like I didn't know that already. Believe me, if I didn't have all the stress in my life, I wouldn't need this. The amount of ignorance and stupidity that comes from my neighbors. I mean, I see it all the time here. They will overflow their trash can and only to put bags next to their can, knowing damn good and well, message retracted. Really? Why are you retracting the message? Sorry. I'm from Columbus, Ohio, and I smoke cigarettes. I've been smoking since I was fucking 16. Slightly earlier. I would sneak my uncle's cigarette butts sometimes. I just want people to come back to common sense. When someone says hello to you, you say hello back, whether you know that person or not. I know you're not supposed to talk to strangers, but it's one thing if somebody walks up to you and goes, hello, little man. You don't want to go, what the fuck? But if somebody's going, hello, I would at least say hello back. It's not that fucking difficult. For many of you that know me, I could talk forever. I love talking. I have a lot of time to think. And it's because of that thinking that I've come to realizations that, like I said, our government, we've all heard this too before, that our government doesn't care about us. They really don't. They don't care about people who actually wake up and realize what they're doing. All they're doing is protecting their votes, protecting their power. And I have to sit by and just keep my mouth shut. And here's the thing. We have the Second Amendment for a reason. You know what, I'm sick and tired of this. We have the Second Amendment for a reason. And that reason is to defend ourselves. However, they do not give us the actual reasoning in definitions of when we can defend ourselves. They tell us, stand your ground, castle doctrine, and stuff like that, when we can use it sometimes. But they make it so damn difficult for us when we do. So when I hear about stuff like the burn a launcher and all this less lethal crap, if you know me, I hate less lethal. It's bullshit, it's not necessary, and it doesn't help a damn thing. We've all seen Houston Jones take those things and get right back up. Yeah, it hurts, but he's still functioning, which means he can still be a threat. But yet, as soon as we pull our gun, I'm hearing things on the radio saying like, all the legal consequences that comes from using your firearm. There should be none. There should be none. Oh, hey, bro. Hey, bro. Which neighbors are you talking about? The ones that moved into David and Wilma's house. They literally have 6 cars that park out on the street at any given time. They have had 2 broken down Honda Odysseys sitting out front, next to that tree out front, and it was there since they moved in. It was dead. They were basically blocking off where they want to park. They have taken up all the parking along the street, leaving like 1 to 2 spots right in front of the house and the people next door, because they have 2 cars next door. Sometimes they park out on the street and they have the other one in the garage. And as you know, bro, Tammy's car is not running. The battery was fried from last winter. It just killed the battery. And I have not had a chance or opportunity to get a new one. And I don't have my license. And the tags are expired on it. So even if it did run, I couldn't do anything with it. But these people have effectively taken over the street. They have effectively done that. Within 3 weeks of them living there, they destroyed the yard. They had dogs that just all of a sudden disappeared. They kept one on the back patio locked in a cage, and it just disappeared. It's no longer there. They also have somebody who has a little chihuahua. They let that chihuahua run free onto my yard. This was during 4th of July. The next day I come out there to pick up all the fireworks, leftovers and all that, all the crap left behind. And I find little tiny dog turds all in my yard because they let that chihuahua run free. Corona bottles, Modelo bottles, just haphazardly thrown in the backyard. They won't mow their lawn. They park their cars up on the curb. And when we had all this snow, those motherfuckers plowed their driveway and plowed all the snow right up against the sidewalk. So basically you couldn't get through. If you walked through, you were stuck. They're inconsiderate, they're rude, and like I said about their trash, they overflow the can, and what language are they? They are, I believe, Spanish, but the father was wearing a shirt that said Venezuela on it, so I want to say they're Venezuelan, because a Mexican's not going to wear a shirt that says Venezuela on it. So they're Venezuelan, and as we all know, that's not a fucking good country. But most of them do not speak English. So if I have any issue that needs to be conveyed, I have to speak to one of the daughters that go to the learning academy next door, which tells me they don't even put their fucking kids in public school. I'm just so tired of having my neighborhood co-opted by foreigners, and we're supposed to accept it. We're expected to just ignore their idiocy. And it's not just them. This entire complex. I'm looking at a trash can right now. I don't think you can see it from over here. That's overflowing. And yes, they already picked up the trash around here, but they didn't grab his. That's what I don't understand. They picked up all the other cans, because yesterday was trash day. All the cans were lined up out here. And as I'm leaving for work, he was bringing his out late. Have the same problems with our neighbor's dog. We have told them to stop. Yeah, well, the thing is, what you're going to have to do, bro, is you're going to have to the dog. I'm sorry. Because once that dog is on your property, if it's growling or snarling at you, you have a right to defend yourself. Do what you got to do, bro. And I tell everybody this. Stop tiptoeing to them. Stop bowing down to them. They do nothing for us. Oh, sure, they may mow our lawns, they may paint our houses, they may fix our roofs, but they are all criminal. How many times have you seen Mexican roofers on your roof and they've got fucking beer bottle with them? I've seen it. I worked for a guy who renovated homes, and he had a roofing crew that were all Mexican. We came in one day when it was cold, but they were still working. I go in the back bedroom to do my work. I find freshly opened Modelo bottles sitting in the closet. And I say, hey, Ray, these guys are drunk on the job. He said, really? He called him over and said, hey, you guys need to pack it up, head home. You're all fired. Because he didn't deal with that shit. And I commend him for that. And he was a Democrat. My ex-boss was a Democrat. And I love the guy. He was a great guy. He even said that basically he said that if Trump won, he was going to move to Mexico. And I'm like, dude, do you really want to do that? Do you really want to do that? They're not going to exactly be nice to you over in Mexico. But he also hated abortions. He hated Trump, yet he hated abortions. And I'm like, well, wow, dude. It's like, and I even told him, it doesn't sound to me like you're quite like you're a liberal. It sounds like you're more like independent, like you're in the middle. And from what I've noticed too, most independents are still technically left-leaning. I don't know. I just vent because I can't take seeing all this ignorance and stupidity in the world that I have to deal with. That I'm told to sit down and shut up. As children, the system tells us how to walk and talk, but when we become adults, they want us to sit down and shut up. To quote a line from Tom MacDonald. So how in the world am I supposed to be a good, honest, hardworking person when I've got to constantly deal and listen to and see and hear all the ignorance? You know? You got people who are against voter ID. And that's just common sense. But you know why the people that are against who the people are that are against voter ID? Just watch my blood pressure. Ooh. That really got me dizzy. Woo! Anyways, like I said, the stupidity must stop. And there are ways to do it. Problem is, they're unsavory. Nobody wants to pull the trigger. Figuratively or metaphorically. There's a way to deal with the illegal immigrant problem. We're doing that now. There's a way to deal with the Democrat problem. We can do it now. They have already met the requirements for to be dissolved. Okay? I know, bro. I know. But again, I pay so much attention to what's really going on that I understand why our stepfather was as angry as he was, because he had to go out in this world and deal with the stupid fucking people every damn day. I hear people all the time who get on these body cam footages for cops. Cops can catch them speeding, hitting 20 cars. They pull them over. Well, what do I do? You were speeding and you hit 20 cars and almost killed a football player. But what do I do? I'm sorry, it's not fucking right. Why are we allowing the ignorance and stupidity to take over? We're not given any more or less. I want more rights to shut people up that I disagree with. And just like the left does. Just like the left does. You know, they want to censor everybody for the speech they don't like. I just want them to shut the fuck up. Remember the old saying, you got anything nice to say, don't say anything at all? Well, I have a feeling they didn't get the memo. They were never told that as kids. Speak your mind. Express your feelings. Yeah, feelings, but you also need to tell that feelings can get you into trouble. I've been saying that for years. Feelings get people into trouble. You can feel empathetic towards a person's situation, but when you side with them when they are actually in the wrong, you're part of the problem. There is nothing that gives you the right to be so fucking out of touch. Again, if you're all against ICE, fuck. Because the left told you to, bad, you're a sheep. Stop listening to people that do not have your best interests in mind. Yeah, sure, it sounds harsh. Certain methods will be too much. But I remember when those methods worked. I remember when people actually were angry, where people were afraid of cops. Nowadays, they treat them like they're fucking meter maids. And that needs to stop. I want people to fear officers again. Fear law enforcement. You know, I want them to, when they get pulled over, immediately they know what happened, they know they fucked up, and they just keep their goddamn mouths shut and take whatever fucking comes their way. Because that's what good people do. If I got pulled over, I wouldn't argue with cops. I'd say, yes, officer, I made a mistake, I am very sorry, I will take any punishment that is given to me. And actually, I am waiting for that day that I get pulled over again, or stop by the cops, and they got their body cam on, and I'll literally look at that body cam and say, everybody, this is how you're supposed to behave during a stop. And I'll show them exactly how to handle it. I mean, who do they listen to, is what I want to know, you know? They won't listen to Trump, they won't listen to any conservatives, they sure as hell won't listen to me. But they listen to Malcolm X. They listen to Martin Luther King. They listen to Barack Obama. But did they really follow him? The only people that I ever heard that said that they loved Barack Obama was black women and white women. I worked with a woman who, she just loved Barack Obama, and she even loved Justin Trudeau, the former Prime Minister of Canada. You know, Katy Perry's new boy toy. Yeah, like we don't see right through her little scheme. Sometimes I have a hard time putting things into words. So that's why most of the videos you see from me, I've probably done 20 or 30 other videos on that same topic because I get tongue-tied, my thoughts twisted. So it's very difficult for me to keep my train of thought at times. But I try my hardest because I'm doing everything I can to get as much truth out as I can. And unfortunately, I don't know, it just doesn't seem like I get through very much. I love ice, especially with whiskey. Come on, bro. Come on, man. Ha ha ha. Yeah, we need to tell Mom, I don't know how she drinks gin. Yeah, every day I still get up and I go to work. Even though I love my job, I just hate having to go out of my home and see the stupidity and ignorance every day. And again, there is plenty of examples of things that the left wants. There is clear evidence of things that people do wrong that need to be addressed, but nothing ever does. Good-looking wall, thank you. Gin tastes like pine trees and turpentine. Yep. But I will admit it goes good with chocolate milk. And yes, that may make me sound a little like a pansy, but just about any alcohol I drink nowadays, I gotta have it sweetened with like chocolate milk, just so the only way I can stomach it. Helps it go down smooth. So yeah, for anyone who knows me, I can be a very angry person, but I'm also a very kind, caring, nurturing, compassionate person. I will help someone in need. I hold the door open for little old ladies while I see other people simply walk past them. They'll even slam that door in their face, like, you gotta open it yourself, bitch. You know? But it gets harder and harder to want to help people, especially when I hear stories about someone who didn't hold the door open for somebody and they get shot. You know? It just doesn't make any logical sense to me that we all have to deal with people who they don't care. And we hear it all the time, I don't give a fuck, I don't care. You know, they say it all the time, so why should we care? Why should we care that you don't care? Say, oh, you don't care about, following the law? Well, I don't care if I blast your face off. How about that? I don't care if you think you're being unjustly, persecuted. Oh, I don't care that I'm holding a gun to your head. How about that? Because I truly don't. There are people who truly do not care anything, but anything that's for them. If it does something for them in any way, shape, or form, or even thinks it's going to benefit them, they'll drop it a hat for that. I mean, look what happens whenever there's something free going on. I mean, for example, there was a story last year about basically a big store that was selling wigs, right? Selling wigs for black women. They were giving away free wigs during their grand opening. There was such a mob of people all there for their free wigs. There was chaos. There were people throwing weaves everywhere, screaming when they said, oh no, we don't have enough for everybody. We don't have enough for everybody. It'll basically break us. We'll go out of business. Well, yeah, that's what happened. They cannot control themselves when you say free. They go, free, 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 every time. If you know somebody in your life that does that whenever they say, oh yeah, man, McDonald's is giving away a free McDouble with every purchase of this, they gotta run right to that fucking McDonald's to get that free something. The free small Frosty at Wendy's, right, during the hot summer days. They will go out of their way and even out of town for free stuff. And I've seen it too. I came here from Kentucky. I came all the way here to Washington because I wanted that free Starbucks coffee. What? Stuff like that. People have no common sense anymore. They're driven by necessity. They're driven by greed. I gotta have those new Nikes, or I gotta have this and the other. And then they're the same ones that turn around and go, why am I in debt? Why don't I have any money? Oh, because you got your new Nikes, you got your fucking, fancy threads, you got your fucking, Beamer out front. That's why you're broke. That's why you're in debt, because you can't control your spending. You give a man a fish, he eats for a day. You teach a man to fish, he'll eat for a lifetime. Yet in today's society, it's more like you teach a man to fish, he'll take all your fish instead because he doesn't want to fish. He wants to sit back and let somebody else do the job while they just take from you. That's basically what we've been dealing with. People taking our money and not even saying so much as thank you. I don't even care if they burped in my face to thank you. Thank you. I still feel a little vindicated. But no, they can't even say that. When was the last time a Muslim said thank you to somebody? Have you ever heard him say that? No. Why is it that Somalis don't talk to Americans? They don't. I say hello, and they just look at me like what am I supposed to do? Like they don't know what to fucking do. It's asinine, it's unnecessary, and it's a detriment to our country. I'm sorry. I am about ready to wrap this up. So, for anybody who sat with me this long, bro, thank you. Leave a like, share, comment, subscribe, do all that good stuff. Because I love you all. And I will see you in the next video, whenever or wherever that may be. Later.